Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us. We'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Carlos, Laura, and I'm Lafayette. Another Friday, another episode. So welcome to the show. Before we start, I'll give you the usual rundown of what's coming to theaters, what's coming to streaming, and if you're going to watch it. Coming to streaming.
Gimme.
One of the biggest shows that Netflix has ever produced. And it's probably one of the most anticipated shows. It's already out as we speak. Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yep.
And that's going to get a ridiculous amount of views because that was such a massive cartoon, ridiculously massive cartoon, that doing it live action correctly, unlike the movie, which was dog shit, this one looks spectacular. So that's out on Netflix. Check that out. Coming to theaters today, Drive Away Dolls. Written by Ethan Coen, one of the Coen brothers.
I like Coen brothers.
But two friends, female friends, that find a briefcase, and what's in it, you don't know. It's a mystery, and now they're being chased for a reason they don't know. It looks like a typical Coen movie, comedy, violence, blah blah blah.
Love that shit. Is that in theaters or streaming?
Theaters only. Also coming to theaters, a re-release of a Christopher Nolan movie. Which one is it? Dun, dun,
Interstellar?
Oppenheimer.
Come on.
Batman.
Come on.
The dream one. What's the dream one?
Yes. You're talking
Inception.
about
Inception. No?
Tenet.
Tenet is the answer. Tenet.
Why?
Starring that one guy and the other. Denzel's son and Batman, Robert Pattinson. Right? Is that who's it? Right, Robert Pattinson? Yeah, it is Robert Pattinson. I don't know why it's been re-released. He recently came out a couple of weeks ago and said, look, man, not all my movies have to make sense. And I was like, that one for sure. You got me there. And he was talking about Tenet. And he was like, it is what it is. So I was like, yeah, that one is what it is. That one I watched and I was like, what in the fuck is happening right now?
It's funny that you say that because I feel like that was the ending of another show or movie that we've been tracking over the weeks. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. You're talking about the re-release of La Miserable coming out this Friday.
That one. That's the one.
Yep. Why are they re-releasing La Miserable? I don't know. Why?
The one with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, the one with Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
And what's her fuck? A Catwoman?
And what's her fuck is right. I like that way you put it. What's a Catwoman? Oh, Hathaway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in it.
Yeah. So La Miserable. And then a movie starring Hilary Swank called Ordinary Angels is coming out. Don't know what it's about, but there you go. So there's your movies. Nothing too crazy this weekend. Next weekend is the big movie. I think it's next weekend, or it might be the 2 weeks from now. No, it is next weekend. Dune 2. That's the big one. So Dune.
Who is even in that?
Dune 2?
Timothée Chalamet. Zendaya.
Really? Yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Austin Butler's the bad guy.
I do like Austin Butler. Okay. I haven't even seen a trailer. The first Doom was terrible, but still entertaining.
It was so good. What are you talking about?
No, it was bad, but it was still entertaining.
No. People complained about had too much dialogue. It was nothing but people talking. I'm like, yeah, you got to give a backstory because the idea of the first one being kind of boring, but still kind of got your attention was to set up the big action-packed second one, which we're going to get. That's what we're getting, honestly.
10 years later?
10 years later?
That.
Wait.
3 years.
Wait, time out.
Oh.
When did you think you saw Dune? You talking about the one from like the 80s or the late 70s? What are you talking about?
Is super fucking embarrassing. I literally thought you said Doom.
Doom with The Rock?
With The Rock and Carl Urban.
Wow.
Two.
Laugh
That's
about
why when
Got it.
Lay off the
That's-
bar.
Totally changed the conversation.
that's why I'm like, the first one's really good with good dialogue. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what?
I
Dune.
did see Dune. I did see some photos of Zendaya's outfit on the red
3PO
carpet for the
outfit.
premiere. What the ever loving fuck? Like
Yeah.
I
It fit her well though. So,
this is
but,
why Hollywood is just like people don't give a fuck anymore. 'Cause it's like, what the
well.
fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
That's
We're
right.
all over here in leggings and sweatshirts, and then you're doing this? What the fuck?
But I mean, that's all like red carpets though. You have to dress like a little like outlandish.
That's not all red carpets.
No.
Well, on the
No.
female side more than the
I
male side.
attended
No.
many red carpets.
You
and none of them were
retarded.
like
You
that.
probably retarded one.
No, here's
Huh?
the thing. Like there are
Huh?
outfits that are just like beautiful and class and like fashion.
And hers
then
was.
there's ones that are just like, look at me, I'm wearing
That's
something
right.
weird and bizarre, and I'm half naked, but in her case, and I'm half naked. And it's fucking stupid. It's stupid.
Wait a second. What? Yeah, that's okay. Lady Gaga wore a meat suit before. A
Yep.
meat dress.
And
Remember that? Yeah.
also fucking stupid. It's all fucking
But
stupid.
she was making a point though.
About
Yeah,
what?
Sure.
I don't know. Look at me. I
Meat
don't know.
consumption, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
It's on
meat
display in
consumption.
Vegas. That dress.
Wait, what is the meat dress?
Is
Yeah.
it jerky? At
Yeah, how
this
do they
point?
keep it fresh?
Yeah, they've what they do to it? They
I assume they dried it up, like put it in
they
plastic.
dried it out.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
but
say.
There's a man. What I forget the name of the casino now. We spent the night there, and they had a Lady Gaga like exhibit in the lobby. It was like a little store, but it had all her dresses and from these different concerts and from the
Planet
movie.
Hollywood.
Nah, it wasn't Planet Hollywood.
Um,
It's the one at the end by Denny's
MGM.
and Walgreens.
so it's
I
not
don't know.
it's not the pyramid one.
That's a Luxor.
Luxor. There's Luxor and MGM are on one end. So you're talking about the other end.
The other end, the one with like the Avengers experience, like close by.
Treasure Island.
It's next to Treasure Island. Yes.
Next to Treasure Island. The Bellagio.
Not the
No, I'm
Bellagio.
looking it up.
Damn
it. Across the
It
street.
is
Caesar Palace.
Keep going. Flamingo.
Rock
Yeah,
and Roll
man.
Hall of Fame.
The Rock and
according to
Roll Hall
this
of Fame. No, it's
That's
not.
in
the Rock and Roll Hall
Cleveland.
of
That
Fame.
can't be there.
Rio. It's not the Rio.
Oh, the Rio's off the strip. Can't be there.
It looks like shit now.
The
Apparently,
New Orleans.
It looks like a.
The Palms.
It
The
looks like
Palms off-
something
also off
from
strip.
fucking Resident Evil.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Oh, and also the Crow reboot movie that they remade, The Crow, comes out June 7th. They actually got a release date now.
Who's the crow?
The Crow is the guy who played the clown It. What's his name? Skarsgård?
Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise.
He's
Skarsgård.
not nearly hot enough to play Brandon Lee.
I just think he's too tall.
MGM.
I already said the MGM, you nuts.
Did you?
You said
Then yeah.
no.
He definitely
Yes,
did.
it's the MGM.
You son of a bitch.
Also, I'm looking at the old pictures of Lady Gaga's meat dress, and I'm like, this is how I know I'm a fatty. I'm like, that's all flank steak. I'm like looking at it and like,
No
looking
flank
at, like,
steak.
I like how
Yeah.
you know that. That is hilarious.
I would eat
That is
I'll
hilarious.
eat
the
that
fat
dress
and the
right now.
marbling and the cut of the grain of the meat. I'm like, she is just wearing a bunch of flank steak.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So Dune 2 next week. So,
Yeah.
check that out.
Doom? Oh no, Doom.
Not Doom. Not Doom. Not Doom. Oh, The Rock is producing a movie for A24.
Nobody gives a shit.
He's not in it. He's producing it. And it's the biopic of Ric Flair. So
We don't
There
need
you
that. I saw 30 for 30.
Woo!
Just go watch
That's what I
30 for
mean.
30.
Quite honestly, I don't need it. I've seen 2 already on him, and they're fantastic. What I've seen, just the documentaries, and he's still alive, still running around.
Yeah, yeah.
Still Rolex wearing, jet flying, limousine driving, and all that jazz. So Rick's still doing his thing. So yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah,
So
we
we
don't
are
need
going
that.
we are going to cover the finale of True Detective season 4, and we're going to give you our final letter grade on that show. We're going to talk American Fiction starring Jim Gordon. I forgot the actor's name.
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Wright.
Wright. There you go. Played Jim Gordon in the Batman. Jeffrey Wright and what's his brother's name? Washington is his first name, or
Sterling
Oh,
Brown.
there you
Sterling
go. Sterling
Brown.
K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown. Why did I get Washington? That's so weird.
God,
Maybe that was
he's
his
a
name in
racist.
Grey's Anatomy. Because he was the original cast in Grey's Anatomy. They fired him after 2 seasons.
Mm.
He was one of my favorite characters on that show. And I was like, what the fuck did you get rid of him for? Anyway, Sterling
Then
K.
he went on to
Brown.
that show, The Last of Us, right? Was he in there?
He did. He was on there. Yeah, he was on The Last of Us. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I can say about him, though, he got to be 50 years old. I mean, because he's been around a while.
He's
He
got
looks
to be
fucking
Goddamn.
fine.
He is jacked.
47.
Yeah.
He is
Truly.
jacked. I mean, holy shit. He's jacked. So we'll talk about American fiction. Carlos and I saw the Iron Claw, A24 movie about the flying Von Erichs. And we'll touch on that and anything else here on Nerds Talking, the podcast. So let's jump right into True Detective Season 4. The finale came to us. And last we left, I think Carlos had it at a B grade. I had it at a C. I think Laura had it at a D plus, maybe. I think,
A C.
or just
Maybe a
D.
C minus. I did enjoy episode 5. I'll put it that out there. I'll
Okay, so we
cop
got
to that.
we got a C minus, and a B on the board. So Carlos, season finale. Oh, he's like, no, Laura first. She has a lot to say. She has a lot.
She had a lot to say.
He's like, I'm gonna True Detective this and spit it out. That's what I'm gonna do. So go ahead, Laura. Give us your True Detective season 4 finale take, your season take, your final grade, and how much you hated it. And season 1 is the greatest thing ever made on television.
I literally have so many notes. I can't go through them in its entirety. I am just going to start with some of the questions that I wrote down, and I'm just going to go through them. What the fuck is this nonsense? Why are eardrums ruptured? Why are corneas burnt? Why is Annie's tongue there? Why is it still fresh? Why did the caribous throw themselves off the cliff? Why did they freeze the way that they did? Why was Rose just down for dumping bodies? Why is there a cleaning lady and mafia bat signal that had them all show up at the same time, but one by one? Why with the polar bear? Why did she see her son? Is Navarro a ghost? Why do the scientists have self-inflicted wounds? What happened to Otis? What is with the oranges? These are the questions this show did not answer.
Otis dead.
Yeah, Otis is dead.
No. I know Otis
Okay,
is
scratch
dead.
that one off.
Yep,
No,
let's claim
what
that one off.
happened to him 10, 15 years ago or whatever that burnt his corneas and got him all fucked up? What happened to him?
He looked at the sun too long.
Who knows? Nobody knows.
Oh,
And
Russ is dead.
As far as I am concerned, the answer to many of these questions is ghosts?
No,
Question mark?
no ghosts in the show. No, they kind of cleared that up. Yeah.
Did they? I
Yeah.
disagree. They did
They
not.
took us.
Anyway,
they tried to trick us, and they did. I mean, they did
Okay,
at first, but
clearly we have different opinions. So those are just the questions I'm going to start with. So I feel like Lafayette has something definitive to say. So let's punt this over to you.
About the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, they gave us the answers we were looking for, right? The main
What
answers,
answers
like
are those?
why they were killed, the reason why they were killed, who did it. So we got that answer. Was it satisfying? No, I'm sorry, it was not. The whole she was destroying the lab, and they were like, "What the fuck you doing, bitch? That's all our research." And you found the dinosaur bones that makes the little swirly thing. That's really what it means. The little signal, the whatever loop-de-loop circle deal is the same as the bones in the ice, and that's what that is. And then they all showed up, the women, to get revenge for killing their friend, and then it's all a cover up and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I mean, you answered all the questions that we thought was paranormal at first, and I'm not satisfied.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Did they
answered
answer all the
everything.
questions?
What do
What about the
what-
orange juice?
Who gives a fuck about the oranges?
Ah, there we go. These are questions you don't care about. You only
No,
care about
because
who
those-
killed them.
That's what the show's about. The show
No,
is
why did
about.
Navarro's sister kill herself?
Oh, that's a mental thing. We clearly clarified that that's a mental problem. The family
Why did
has.
homeboy disappear? What's his name?
Clark
Kagar. What was his name? Kagar?
Kagar?
Yeah,
The Indian dude.
that was in the shack with like the
In the
shotgun
shack? The
across
Oh,
his lap.
yeah.
What happened to him?
What
Gone.
happened to him?
Never
Who
mentioned.
cares? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
And you're right. What
cares?
what happened to the caribou? Why did they all just run off the cliff? Episode 1.
Why
Oh,
did their
that
eardrums
was
rupture?
climate change. That's
yeah, why
also
were the
climate change.
eardrums?
Next one.
Yeah, and
Climate
why were
change? Okay.
the corneas burnt?
Give me another one. Climate change.
Why was Annie's tongue there? How did it get there? And why was it fresh like a year after, 2 years after her murder? However long the
It wasn't
timeline is.
quite fresh.
No, they
left a mark on the floor.
specifically said it was fresh. Yeah, and it left a mark on the floor in which Danvers crouched to take a closer look at,
She
as
did.
if
And then
She
she
did.
hit
it
her
was
head on the table.
they were trying to
That's
tell
right.
you something. But
That's
then,
right.
nope,
Mhm.
never mind. Let's just forget about that and move on to something else.
Hey, listen, I'll be honest. The way they found out about the hatch was kind of dumb too, and the
It
ladies.
was fucking stupid. Why is the hatch hidden? Everyone at the goddamn town knows what they're doing. They're harvesting the permafrost. Everyone fucking knows it. Why is there a hidden shaft?
Well, not that. It's the handprint on the hatch, and they figured it all out. Literally figured it all like what do you call it? What show is it that the detective or what, it gets one clue and he figures everything out. It's like that's what it was. Oh,
Like every
handprint.
show.
Oh,
Columbo?
shit. Columbo was like
Columbo.
that. Columbo was like that. Good call. Columbo was like, no, but literally that's what it was. That's the only I was like, really, you just found all that out because it clicked all in your mind. That's so and so's handprint. Oh shit, they all were
They
down
already
here. I was
had
like,
the fucking handprint. Also, like her
Yeah, they did.
dumping whatever.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
already
yeah,
had the handprint. Where is this aha moment 2 episodes ago?
But
This-
that,
well, nobody
Laura's
asked the
got a
right
point.
questions.
I'm
they're
like
doing
raging over
research
here.
on the permafrost. Why is there a hidden hatch? Why isn't that just a regular hatch to go down? Because that's where you're working. That's where you're working.
That's
makes
why
no
you're there.
sense.
That's why the
That
whole
part-
fucking
And why is the
town
hatch
knows
like
you're
that?
there.
Why is it secured hatch? Why does it have to be secured? Why can't it just be a doorway? Hey, with this tunnel or this door goes down this tunnel to where we're doing research.
Okay, the thing is, why did she go crazy and destroy their research?
That was the one question that was answered, because for some reason in her super detective brain she saw some scribbles and she found out that Tassal was asking the mine to pollute the
For more pollution.
more so they could harvest
Yeah.
each other, which I mean scientifically I don't think
It would
makes
soften the
much
ice.
sense.
No, it
But
does
But
make sense. Climate change.
Whatever. I'll just go with that. Like
There you go.
I'll roll with that part.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
it also, okay, the one guy goes down there, goes down there, snaps from her destroying his research, and he
Yes,
starts
yes.
stabbing her. Didn't get one unhinged guy going off, but then all these other people, like what, 6 other
All jumped in.
mild
Yeah, hold her
mannered
down. Yeah.
scientists, jump in to gang murder her. What
That
the
part was
ever-loving
also-
fuck?
Well, that part was dumb. Also, he didn't have to stab her. There's 6 of you. Just grab her, tie her up, whatever, take her upstairs, and be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. How the fuck did you get down here? Like, call the cops. I mean,
Yeah, I know, right?
My-
You're wrecking our shit.
yeah, my thing was when I watched the end, I thought this kind of felt like episodes like 3 and 4 especially didn't mean shit in
No,
the end.
didn't mean
nothing.
nothing.
It meant nothing. Matter of fact,
No.
episode 1 and 2, okay, kind of give us a little bit. 5 and 6 gave us everything. 3 and 4 meant nothing at all. Literally nothing. And when
Yep.
she's doing the whole looking at all the photos and is like, I gotta ask the right questions. I'm a detective, a true one. And I'm like, when it finished, I was like, look, you gave us the finale. You gave us, we know who did what. Everybody went their own separate ways. Whatever it is, you gave us the whole whatever ending. But man, this showed us that episodes 3 and 4 especially meant absolutely nothing to this whole
No.
show.
Lafayette, they gave us a answer, but it was not a sufficient answer. They said these
Well,
women did it. Okay.
That's all. That's all
Why
they
does
wanted to
nothing
prove.
else make a fucking sense?
Forget the oranges. We can pass on the bleeding ears. The idea was we thought they tried to sell it off to us like Evangeline was somewhat nutty. She was seeing shit. That's the thing,
Well,
though. Like
did
you
she
said,
fucking kill herself in
did
the
she,
end? Is
did
she
she see
nutty?
ghosts?
I have no idea.
You don't need to know these things.
No, I
Don't need
do.
to know
That's
these
why I
things.
watch television.
The problem is you're not a true detective. That's the problem.
No, I
People like
think the
me that
problem.
study season 2 know everything.
Okay, I'm gonna
Well, the
touch
thing
on
about
season 2 in a second. But
the rose
also,
thing too that you brought up, she knows how to gut a body so it can clear the air of the lungs, so it can
yeah.
so it
Which
doesn't
was
float
also
back up.
hilarious
and-
sound effect, by the way. She like presses it and it's like a tire going out. Like for the
I was
record,
hoping
I
it
mean,
sounded like an accordion or something.
I have spent time with dead bodies. I've cut into dead bodies, and I can tell you that is not the sound that lungs make when you cut into them. It's fucking ridiculous. It made me laugh. I laughed out loud in that moment.
Okay,
So,
well,
what
I
grade
mean,
do you give?
yeah. Are you done? I mean, you can keep going because we got time. So if you want to just bury this into the ground, I mean, what other questions you got? I can answer
I
all
do.
your questions for you. So if you have any more,
Why now? Why in the very beginning of episode 6 are they like, we're in the middle of a fucking blizzard? Why is it so fucking urgent in this second for us to just haul ass to this site for this old murder and tell no one where you're going, bring no equipment, ice equipment, and no handcuffs as well?
you got to
You have
remember
to-
though, she was like, forget it, it's over, don't worry about it. And then Evangeline's like, nah, now you're gonna give up? Why are you giving up now? It's episode 6, we gotta wrap this shit up. And then she's like, all right, then let's go. We're true detectives, and we
Well, I
need
felt
no
the same way
backup.
when they picked the ice away and then they left their ice picks up top. I'm like, no, those things are coming with me. I don't know what's down there.
Well, what
I
else?
mean, I have a
thought
gun,
was,
but
Don't you think you would bring
I
a
thought rope.
Exactly.
I thought rope the
Yeah.
whole time. I thought, why
Yeah.
didn't you have a pick up top with a rope
and a
on it, like
lantern or
something
something.
where if you did fall through the ice, hey,
Right, you
can
got a
climb my
winch.
ass
It's on a
back
winch
up.
on the truck. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Or if you
yeah.
had like a maze of caves, maybe you would follow the rope back to where you came
Exactly.
in. Anything of the variety. People who have been police in Alaska for several years might think of things like this, but I don't
Climate
know.
change.
Climate change. Okay, sure.
Mhm.
Spooky whispers in the ice cave. That
scary.
just
That was
made
scary.
me roll my fucking eyes so hard.
Spooky.
The spiral in the ice. Why? What?
Wait, the spiral?
Who?
You mean the spiral dinosaur bones?
Yeah, whatever that was. The
That
orange
was-
Spiral
peel?
orange peel.
Why? What does
All
that
that
mean?
makes sense. Remember season
How?
1? Continue.
Tell
Next
me.
question.
Oh, okay. What's up with Twist and Shout? Why is Twist and Shout haunting Danvers? And why? I know it's like, oh, it's the song they're playing with her son. Like you kind of suss that out. Why? Why does it keep appearing? Why did her son appear
It's
underneath the
because
ice?
Ferris Bueller. Next question.
What about the sun underneath the ice?
You can't
Bueller.
have sun underneath the ice. The
Bueller.
sun is the middle of the
Bueller.
cosmos.
The sun, her son.
Oh, clarify. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
Oh, probably climate change.
Climate change. Got it.
Uh-huh. Oh, Pet Cemetery.
Oh, okay.
Ah, better answer.
I've been reading a lot about this on Reddit, and they're genuinely like Reddit
people
is
have real
frothing at the
answers.
mouth. No, they have no
Oh,
answers. They are frothing
Not
at
even
the mouth.
Reddit
They
has
are
answers.
so fucking angry, and I am so on their team. If anything,
Yeah,
it
go ahead,
has
give it
been
to me.
fun to just destroy this show because it is abysmally written. But I did see one comment that really stuck in my brain that this truly feels like AI generated content. As in, like
Yes, I heard that.
they
Yes.
started with an outline, and then like AI kind of like wrote a bunch of stuff, and it doesn't connect. It kind of hints to, an underlying theme. It hints to a through line, but it's not there. There is no there. It hints to there, but there is no there. And it's all just vibes. It's a whole show of vibes. And audiences nowadays are half on their phone during everything that they're watching. So they don't fucking care, that they will just watch whatever. I had somebody that I talked to today that told me when they were watching TV shows or movies and they could tell that there was like a long shot that was coming, they would just fast forward. And my jaw dropped in that moment. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You fast forward through long shots in the sense of like these are the things that the directors, the writers, everyone has intended you to see, to set a story, to set the mood, and you are fast forwarding through them to get to dialogue. And like in the sense of like, this is what the future is going to be. And it makes me really fucking depressed.
Okay. All right. This show really did a number on you.
Can I give a negative number to this?
No. It's A through F. So F, I take it. We got an F.
F minus.
F minus. That is the dumbest student ever. F minus. Holy shit. All right. I mean, you can't really
Keep
get
your oranges,
worse
kid.
than
You're supposed
F.
to bring apples.
Yeah. It's just that one kid that rolls oranges all day in the classroom. Can you stop that now?
Oh, I also saw another thing that said it was like, what the fuck? Are you like romanticizing suicide as this like Inuit rite of passage? Like, I'm just gonna. Is she dead at the end? Is she a ghost or is she alive? I have no fucking idea. I don't know. Anyway.
Gotcha. All right, Carlos. Okay. Your grade or your quick rundown?
Man, I got nothing good to say. I just can't believe it's a 98 on Rotten Tomato.
It is a 98 on Rotten Tomato. I
But
think
I
think it's based on episode 1. I really do, and that's it.
probably, but yeah,
What
there are
episode
a lot
5?
of
I thought episode 5 was the best.
there are
It
a
was
lot of
good. It was
unanswered
good.
questions. Like when they went to the house after they found the handprint, they went to that lady's house. Why were all these women there? And where were they? I was like, is this a clown car? This is a clown house? These women just started coming in the doorway. I'm like, out of the woodwork. And what the fuck is going on right now?
It
And
was
they
like
were
a
just
Wiccan
standing
meeting.
there and
Yeah.
a what?
A witches meeting, like Wiccan. You ever seen the movies where all the women are in the same house and they're
Oh,
yep.
yeah, I was like, man, this is I don't the only question that they answered was how do those guys die? That's it.
They didn't really answer that because they sent them out into the ice. And then the vet told us that's not how people freeze to death. And I think that everyone knows that from looking at that. That's not how they freeze to death. You don't freeze to death with a fucking grimace on your face. So there's some sort of like ghostly, like Inuit entity out there that quote took them. Who is that? What is that? Nobody fucking knows. Fuck it.
Okay, apparently no questions
Okay.
were answered. So I gotta give this. I'm gonna give it a C minus.
Oh, okay.
I
That
mean, it's
is
still
really-
worth a watch, but it's C minus.
C's
Look
get
at-
degrees,
Look
Carlos.
at Laura's eyes are bleeding.
You would give this a degree? C's get degrees. You just gave it a degree.
I did. There's bad detectives out there. They pass. So it's a C minus.
I mean, they solved it. What they were trying to solve, but all they were trying to solve is who killed them. That's all they're trying to solve. Who did it?
And
really, in the end.
Yet they did nothing about it. They said,
Well,
thanks,
they
guys. Bye.
Well, you know why? It's because they said, well, they already closed this case, so yeah, you guys are off the hook. I thought the same thing too. I would have gone to the house. Wait, you guys all did? All you bitches did it? Oh, fuck this. Call back up. Like, what the fuck?
That'd have been. That's what I was waiting. I was waiting for like the twist. Like, okay, you guys all did it. You all. This is why. And then she just stands up. Okay, you're all under arrest. turn around. I don't got no cuffs, but you're all under arrest. But that didn't happen.
You know what
Well,
though? If it was male cops or detectives, they would have arrested all of them. They would have just like fuck this. But like
they would have unloaded their clips.
just start shooting. It's like that's it. Start
These
shooting.
crazy bitches are coming out of
Crazy
nowhere.
bitches.
Don't do them.
My favorite thing is how all of them were they all look like they were like native, except for the one white redhead. And I was like, where did
I
she come
know,
from? What
with
the
the
fuck's
missing
happening?
finger.
Yeah, with the missing
Yeah.
fingers. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Where did you come from? But anyway, so yeah, I give it a C also. It has hits
What?
and misses.
What? C's get degrees, Lafayette.
Yeah. Like I said, the first 2 episodes, phenomenal.
you.
I was
I'm
hooked.
done with all of
I
you.
was hooked.
I'm just done.
And it gave us a supernatural, like, okay, this is actually gonna get. And then see, as episode 5, the second best episode. Episode 1 is the best episode for sure. But episode 6, I thought, episode 6, guess what? You guys answered everything and left a lot still to
They
be
did not
answered.
answer everything.
Was in
Well,
didn't
they didn't answer the
everything.
stupid shit. The oranges, the spiral monster bones, the caribou. They didn't answer. But
The
those are the
polar
things I'm
bear.
like, in the end,
The polar bear.
I only cared about who killed the 6 scientists in the end. That's all I cared. Like, who did this to these scientists? Who froze them?
Okay.
And that's all I cared about. And
So
that's
you
what it
didn't
was all
care
about.
Why they killed them?
Why? Well, they explain why, but that's what I'm saying. That's all I cared about, though, is why and how and who. Other than that, the orange thing, first of all, orange thing made no sense of why Danvers saw the orange. That was stupid.
Exactly. Why
But
isn't there then?
that was the
That's
spirit
writing.
of
You
the
have to
polar bear
turn that
who
shit
guided her towards the
around.
tongue, where the tongue guided her to the handprint,
Well, the other
which then
stupid thing
climate
too was when
change.
Danvers saw the hubcap from the
Oh,
car
that's
accident
right.
in the lab
Yeah.
hallway.
What the fuck was that?
Why is that there?
That's right. Well, because that was
And-
placed by her dead son from the pet cemetery.
But
I can answer
and
everything.
why and how did Raymond Clark freeze to death so quickly?
Uh-huh.
He
Yeah,
went outside
Along
and he
with
just
Danvers
froze to death.
sleeping.
That was it.
Oh
It made
no,
no
that
sense.
that made a lot of sense. Next question. I thought the
Okay.
same thing too, though. He was outside for 5 minutes, which is I know it's cold, but it's not that cold.
Drag his ass in there. He must still be alive. Drag him back
Throw
in.
his ass in the microwave.
Just don't grab him by the arm and snap it off.
Snap right off.
I think the answer to that question is ghosts.
Ghosts.
But
Ghosts.
but this
Ugh.
leads me to a larger question about what kind of TV watcher or movie watcher are you? Are
Night Country.
you are you a like story arc watcher or are you a event watcher? And there is no better litmus test to this than Breaking Bad. Did you both watch Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh
yes, yes.
yeah.
Do you remember the episode The Fly?
Oh
Yes.
yes. The worst episode there was.
Worst
Ah,
episode
okay.
ever.
Both
Yes.
of you, worst episode ever.
Yes.
Interesting. Then
Yeah.
I
Only
would
because it was a
diagnose.
filler.
I
It
get
was a
I get the
filler.
episode, but it was a filler
Diagnose-
because there was a reason why it was like that too.
Yeah, there was a budget constraint. Yeah. There was a reason why they did it like that episode. However, I would diagnose both of you then as event-driven watchers
Dumbasses. Oh.
because The Fly to me is a fantastic fucking episode.
Horrible.
And because but
it's not
Breaking
horrible,
Bad is
but
a
it's-
show that is just like thing after thing after
That's it,
thing
yeah,
after
exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
And it's woven in with amazing character work.
That's okay.
But The Fly stops everything in the this, then that, then this, then that, then this, then that, and focuses only on character work. Fucking love that episode. And it's very polarizing, that episode of like people who like it or people who love it. And people who hate
It's here's the thing.
I love that
It's
episode.
not a horrible episode because the idea of the episode is them two working together. They practically hate each other at that point, and it's like they're really
That's
going
not
at
the
it.
idea of the episode.
And then the Fly is like that mother. That's like almost like they're using that as the deterrent of their problems, like that fucking Fly. But that's not the
No.
point.
No,
That show, like you
that's not the
said,
point of The
every
Fly.
episode gives us something. That show gave us something every episode. It
Mhm.
carried the show forward every episode. So when you saw that episode, you're like, oh, this is a filler. This is just
No,
like
that episode is a character-driven episode because that episode is not about them working together to do one thing. That episode is purely about him looking back and his conscience. The Fly is his conscience. 100%. That is what that entire episode is about. Is about a reflection of all the things that he's done and where he has landed. And it is a beautifully, beautifully written episode. And that's my litmus test. Like, what kind of watcher are you? So that is why I
The
think
Fly.
that you two can give
The
it.
Fly.
That is why The Fly. That is
Mm.
why I think you two can give this True
Climate change.
Detective as a whole a C, whereas I am just like F F F F F F F F F F F F F.
I can't give it an
It's
F
a different way of watching.
because episode 1 was an A. And
No.
then it's like, all right, let's see where you go. We knew it wasn't paranormal. We just knew it. But
Except for it
they-
fucking was. It fucking
it
was,
wasn't.
Lafayette.
It wasn't. The water was
How?
contaminated, so people were hallucinating and bleeding from their ears
But
because
they
of climate
did
change.
not
They only signed the Green New Deal. It fixed all this. Come on, get on it, Biden. Anyway,
No,
Just
the water had
political.
nothing to do with it. The
I know it
water
had
had
nothing to do
nothing to do with it. Laura's gonna kill herself with her microphone.
if they
so
just fix
bad.
the border,
It's
Alaska will be
so
safe.
bad. It's so bad.
And Ennis, Alaska is not a real place. That's wild. Yeah, The Fly. But Breaking Bad, I enjoyed that show. I just when I watched it back, I didn't enjoy it as much, but hey, that's okay. That's okay.
Again, different kind of watcher. You're about the journey, you're about the destination and not the journey. That's a different kind of
always
watching.
about the destination.
I'm not
know?
saying that one is better than the other. I'm just saying they're different kinds of watching. I'm about the journey. You're about the destination.
Yeah, get to where you gotta get. It can take one episode if you have to. That's what
No.
that's how the
In
movie.
my opinion, it's about character exploration. And that's why I love TV shows over movies, because there's so much more room for
That's crazy.
character exploration.
Have you ever seen Doom? I just want to throw it out there. All right. Anywho, so we have an F and 2 C's on the board.
F
So-
minus.
Well, it's
F
far from a
minus.
92%
F minus.
from Rotten Tomato for sure.
Oh, like I said, I bet you
Far
that's
from it.
got to be based on episode 1. That's it.
No, it's 100% paid from fucking critics.
No, the critics don't get paid. Come on, what do we look like, Marcus Allen? But yeah, okay. Well, there you go. So in your ranking of True Detective, you know what? Variety ranked True Detective, good old magazine Variety,
Oh,
Give
yeah?
it to me.
magazine. Well, season 1, number 1, of course.
Mhm.
Season 4, number 2. That's right. They had season 3 as number 3, and they had season 2 as number 4.
Wrong.
And I was like,
Hmm.
that's very surprising to me. Very
Did you watch
surprising.
season 2, Lafayette? Like, did you
I haven't watched it back
rewatched
yet. No, not
Okay.
yet. Not yet. No, I will, but I have not.
Rewatch
rewatched
it back. It might surprise you.
Nothing surprises me. Only season 4 of True Detective. That's all. I just want to know where the oranges came from, and I already know the answer. So, Florida.
Fucking Isla, whatever her name
All
is
right.
ass.
Isla's
Where it came from.
okay. Well, now we know somebody farts oranges. Apparently. All right, there we go. All right. Well, there you go. True Detective's all wrapped up. We're gonna have to find a new show now. Damn it. Let's see what we got. All right, we'll take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. We'll be right back after this.
Taco Tuesdays with Nutso and Chuck the Rap Star. Every Tuesday on the Nerds Review Network. Grab a taco, take a seat, pop a burrito, it's gonna get deep. Subscribe and turn on your notifications, and don't forget to hit that like button.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm with Carlos, Laura, and I'm Lafayette. Remember to rate, subscribe, review, turn on notifications, tell your friends every Friday new episodes of Nerds Talking the Podcast. Also, find us on YouTube at Nerds Talking Podcast. All our episodes are on YouTube, so you can catch it on there.
Could I plug the latest episode of Impolite Society? Because I'm quite proud of it.
Go for it. What do we got?
It's an episode about fan fiction online the online communities that have to do with fan fiction. I had a lot of
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
with this episode. It was a fun one to research and record. Super proud of it. Please go listen.
A lot of
And
shipping in
what's
that fan fiction, is there?
Oh, you better believe it. It's all about the fucking shipping, the slashing.
good old fan fiction? All right. Well, there you go. All right. Let's jump into. We all saw the movie American Fiction, starring. God damn it! What's Jeffrey Wright?
Jeffrey Wright.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. I was gonna say Jeffrey. What's the guy
And he
that
got
was
an
from?
Oscar nomination.
And
He
Sterling
did.
Brown.
Sterling Brown, Jeffrey Wright. Yeah, he got an Oscar
John
nomination for
Otis.
this.
Ortiz. I'm sorry, John Ortiz.
Sean Ortiz is which character?
He's his agent. I think it's his agent.
Oh, you're right. He
He
is
was
his
good.
agent. He is
He
his
was very
agent.
funny.
He's actually. I just told you guys I watched American Gangster recently, and he was actually Russell Crowe's partner at the beginning of the movie.
Mm.
Yeah. So that ended up dying of a drug overdose on blue magic. So, um, let's jump into it. American Fiction. Carlos, what would you take on the Oscar-nominated movie?
I really hope this wins the Oscar for Picture of the Year, because this was a great film. Right from the get-go, it had me. I just sat there and watched this thing from beginning to end. I thought it was funny, well written. The characters were great. I thought Jeffrey Wright was great. I thought his brother Sterling Brown, man, what a great role. That should be a supporting actor right there too, because he did a great job. Phenomenal. Yeah, I loved the premise. It just made me laugh. Just the thought of what he was doing. So it reminded me of the Family Guy episode where Brian wrote a book. And all he did, he just wrote exactly what people wanted to hear, and it became a bestseller. So this is what happened kind of in this movie as well. It's kind of the same premise. Nobody wanted to buy his books, which were great literature, but they wanted to buy the black book because he was black. They expected like black stories, like ghetto stories. I'm from the hood. I grew up poor and gangsters and murder and police. So he decided to write one of them as a joke. And I just loved that scene. That scene was great. It came out like a play. The actors would turn to him. So what do I say now? And then when the one actor got shot, he goes, "Ah, why'd you do to me like that?" And so it was funny. It was just a great movie. I'd give this a 5 out of 5 for sure.
All right. All right. There you go. American Fiction. 5 out of 5 so far. Laura, American Fiction. What do you got? What say you?
I agree. I fucking love this. And I agree. I also hope that it gets a lot of Oscar nods. I unfortunately, due to time constraints, I literally watched this up until we joined this call. I had to kind of like skip forward a little bit to get to the ending, but I massively enjoyed it. I mean, even just right from the start, as in like the first 3 seconds of the movie. I love Jeffrey Wright because of Westworld, and it starts in black, and he says, "Let's begin," and that is just like a throwback to Westworld, and it just like sent shivers down my spine. So immediately I wanted to love it, but it's just so well done. The writing is so good. The acting is so good. The scenes with the siblings and the sister in the car, that just sets you up as like this is just slice of life, and you are showcasing who these people are with the most mundane dialogue, and it is so good. And then the sister's letter, that they read, made me laugh. It made me cry. Those are the moments in life that it doesn't get better than that, right? Like you're experiencing the whole gamut of the human experience, and it gets me right in the heart. And it's just a great movie. It captures the writer's experience, like Carlos said, of like it's a play. Well, what do I do now? Does this make sense? I don't know. Like kind of arguing with yourself in the social commentary of the whole thing, of that, you pander, right, to what people want. What does that say about you? What does that say about the larger culture? Um, it's just really, really fucking well done. I can't give it a 5 out of 5 because I did like I said, I had to scoot along quickly to kind of get to the ending. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, but I plan on watching it again in its entirety, and enjoying it again.
Okay, there you go. So we got a 4 and a 5. Yeah, I give it a 5 also. I thought it was fantastic. I the acting was great. I thought the story was I mean the story is so true though. It's like, hey, you're a black author. Just tell us the black experience because that's all the white people want to hear. And they think that's all black people are good for is the black experience, the stereotypes, nothing else. Don't give us a good novel, whatever it is you want to write. That's, all bullshit, whatever it is, sci-fi and mystery. No, no, no. Give us about the hood. That's all we want to hear from as white people is the hood. And it's all repetitive bullshit that we all know, the stereotypes he writes about. And when he was acting like the author, trying to act all tough on the other side of the phone, because that's what he thought they wanted to hear.
I want to rename it
So yeah.
Fuck. That really cracked
Oh
me
yeah,
up.
yeah. And they're just like, oh yeah, yeah. You know what? We gotta have it. So yeah. So it is good. It is a really good movie. He didn't get an Oscar nomination for it, which is very interesting.
Jeffrey Wright didn't.
Jeffrey Wright did not, but Sterling K. Brown did.
Are you sure? I thought
Yeah,
I
yeah.
read that he had.
No, no. I think he got a Golden Globe nomination. It got nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Movie, Best Picture.
But no, that's interesting.
Well, Sterling for sure
yeah.
deserved his nomination because he was great.
He was really good in that movie.
No,
Best supporting
actor for a Academy Award. He's nominated. Academy Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role.
Really,
Jeffrey
the
Wright.
list
He's in
the
there.
list I'm looking at does not have him on there. Huh.
I have
Interesting.
Paul Giamatti, Bradley Cooper, Coleman
Yeah.
Domingo, Cillian
Yeah, you got
Murphy,
that.
and Jeffrey
Yeah.
Wright.
Oh, you're
Apparently, Laura's
correct.
list doesn't see color.
That's right. Well, mine. Well, if you had a better writer, um, you're right. No, he's right there. You're right. He's right there.
And then Sterling K. Brown for Best
now,
Supporting.
now here's the best the best picture list. All right, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. Those are all up for the best movie.
I don't know half of this shit. I did see The Holdovers.
Did you like it?
I didn't love it, but I liked it.
So, out of all those movies, I haven't seen Maestro, which is a Netflix movie.
That's the Bradley Cooper.
The Bradley Cooper, yeah.
I just
plays the
clicked on Poor
conductor.
Things, and even just looking at the thumbnails, I'm like not interested.
It does look really good. It's kind of a comedy. But if I had to compare it to the movies I've seen so far, American Fiction has been the best one I've seen on this list. Even though I thought Oppenheimer was great, I didn't like Killers of the Flower Moon at all.
No, I didn't really either.
I mean, I could see Barbie winning it.
I don't think Barbie is too mass appeal.
But I think American Fiction is it's just a really good movie. Really good movie. So, well, there you go. That's our take on good old American Fiction. You can stream it now by renting it wherever it's at. And Natalie Portman came out yesterday and said, actors are no longer celebrities that people care about. People only care about YouTube people and streamers. And those are the celebrities these days.
I don't care about them either.
Yeah.
She's talking about the younger audience. Like the younger artists could care less who's in movies these days. They don't really, that's not a big thing.
Because the younger audience are stupid little people. They would rather watch guys on YouTube prank people.
Well, also they can't afford a movie ticket.
Well, it's true.
What?
They don't got no jobs. Can't afford movie tickets. Yeah, and it's cheaper to get a month of Netflix than it is to go to the theaters once a month.
I find people that are celebrities that are streamers that's an awkward thing to me. It's a very awkward thing to me. Celebrities have always been kind of larger than life. You know, I mean, they're usually movie stars,
Because
TV
you
stars.
see them larger than life on this big screen, right? I
Well,
mean,
they're also playing other parts or cool things, or this guy's Batman, whatever it is. Now these kids are, they love, like, they'll name somebody. Yeah, he's on YouTube. He has like 3 million followers. You're like, who, what does he do?
Influencer, YouTube.
He
Yeah.
he just plays video games and then reacts to stuff. Oh, so he's just he's your neighbor essentially. He's your friend. He's
another asshole with an opinion. Great. We need more of those.
yeah. She's right though in the sense of the kids growing up nowadays. Those are their celebrities. Those are their. You know this guy. You know that guy. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't sit around watching YouTube or Twitch or whatever these people are known for.
TikTok or whatever else.
TikTok
When
and all that. Where
when my kid becomes a tween and says that she wants to be an influencer when she grows up, I might kill myself. I might walk onto
So
the
she'll
ice and have an
influence you to kill
Inuit
yourself.
experience.
so
she
she
wins.
influences
So-
She wins.
suicide.
You guys just be on the lookout. That's just
Will she
all
come
I'm
on the
saying.
show? Replace you?
I hope so.
Okay.
I mean,
good.
that would be a step on the way to influencing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if
yeah.
anything, I just hope she achieves her dream.
That's good. See, you're positive. I like how you hope she achieves her dream after your death. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite
They
part.
say that's what kids want to
and-
be. Like that's like the number
and-
one thing kids say they want to be. They want to be an
But-
influencer.
But
Like
now
fucking kill me.
but is it if she starts doing it or if she just tells you that? Which one is it? Because you said if she tells me that.
She even just tells me that.
Wow.
I might kill
Wow.
myself.
Wow. Wow. Interesting.
I have
Yes.
failed as a parent. Just take me out.
I
Lord,
mean,
take
and
me now.
you got influencers, and then all of them have podcasts. Every comedian has a podcast. I mean, everybody does. Who doesn't? How can you keep up with any of this? Honestly, and like, it's a lot. It's a lot. But social media has created celebrities essentially. There was a celebrity, or whatever you want to call them, influencer, whatever you want to call them. Some girl at a mall recently over here in LA, little Mexican. She looks like Porky the Pig. Anyway, long story short, I mean, no
Is that
joke.
a euphemism for she's fat?
She just looks
She
like
looks like a pig.
Miss Piggy. Yeah, she looks like Miss Piggy. Anyway, but let me tell you, this mall had to have security on hand, like 30 people on hand, because people ran to the mall to mob her because she's this
They hate
popular
her?
on.
Oh,
No, they wanted to see her because she's this popular on like TikTok or some shit, and she had to like run out of the mall into like her private car or security.
did she
car
run
and-
though? Did she? Because you said
Well,
she was
no,
fat.
she
I'm
didn't
just-
run.
Okay.
She didn't run. She didn't run. No, she didn't run. Maybe someone rolled an orange in front of her, but no, she doesn't eat fruits or vegetables. What am I saying?
Oh,
But anyway,
Shut the fuck up.
but it's just crazy. It's just it's really.
You know what it
crazy
is?
these
I
days.
think it's also because the kids see them on their level. They're the same as us. Only I see them. It's almost as if, like, if they saw them out on the street, they think they could go up to them and like be friendly with them. Like, hey, we know each other. We're the same age. I watch you. I'm your fan. Blah blah. They don't realize that, like, with us and celebrities, like movie stars, that's not how it is. You can't just go up to one and go, "Oh, hey man, I watched your movie," and they're like, "Oh, cool, man. Let's want to go grab a drink." It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, I mean,
But I
It's
think
a
the
whole
kids see it that way.
it's
It's a whole
crazy.
psychology of para relationships and
Yeah, and kids are
they'll,
stupid.
they'll yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Kids are stupid and they'll get there eventually. They'll understand.
Uh,
You're not seeing
yeah.
a real person, you're seeing a curated version.
But I also
Yeah.
think because of your phone devices, social media, blah blah blah, it only takes a kid, a teenager, whatever, to watch somebody and have that instant connection with them to go, oh man, okay, subscribe. I'm gonna watch this more often, man. Him and I connect in some way.
Yeah,
It could
he
be through
gets
video
me. He knows
games.
what I
Yeah,
know.
he gets me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, blah blah. He likes the same music, yada yada yada. And all of a sudden, he's
Little
my
Yachty.
celebrity. Not Little Yachty.
Oh.
Little Yachty. Little Yachty. Someone.
Garbage. He's garbage.
I hope Little Yachty. I hope your daughter meets him first and says he's an influencer. She's going to be an influencer first. If she has that power for people to commit suicide, I hope she meets
So
Little
you
Yachty.
want her to tell
I don't
Little
even
Yachty?
know who Little
So
Yachty
that
is. I
Little
don't even
Yachty
know what
killed
the fuck that
himself.
is.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even know
yeah,
what
yeah.
the fuck that is.
I hope
That-
that's her
that
power as
shows-
an influencer. Why just drag Charlotte
her
around? Now tell him, Charlotte.
superpower.
What? Tell him. He's like, I want to be an influencer. Oh, he's dead.
No,
All right, next.
it's only on me because I'm her mother. In the sense that I have failed her as a human.
Yeah, but
Then
Little
you
Yachty
should
might
do
have
her a
failed her.
favor. If she ever meets Little Yachty,
Yep.
you kill Little Yachty.
Yeah. You kill him.
gotta
I do
protect
like
her.
that better. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that better.
But see, to Laura, Little Yachty doesn't exist. She doesn't know who he is, so it kind
I
of
have
works
no
out for
idea
her
who that
already.
is. I literally had no idea.
Well, imagine if Helen Keller was a rapper. Just want to throw it out there. That's Little Yachty.
He's
yeah.
deaf, blind, and dumb.
He's
May as well
apparently
be.
yeah, he might as well be with the way he raps.
Yeah, he's what you call a mumble rapper.
He's what you call anyway. Anywho. All right. Well, so anyway, Natalie Portman, that was her point. And she does have a point where nowadays you could put big movie stars that we were like, oh, I want to see that because of him. But kids nowadays, like, I don't give a shit. Like, who cares? Like,
But here's the problem: if you put one of these YouTube guys in a movie, no
it
one's
still
gonna
wouldn't
see it.
work. Exactly.
Nobody's
Still
gonna
won't
see it.
work. You know why? Because those same people that love Jake Paul or whoever it is will reverse the tide and go, you're not a fucking movie star. What the fuck am I watch you for? You're a YouTube guy.
Right.
It's just how it goes. It's
Almost
just-
as if, oh, now you're better than us because now you're making movies. You can't stay on YouTube.
Yeah.
Why aren't you on YouTube.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden, no, I can't relate to you anymore. Exactly, and that's what happens. That's
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword. You want to be a celebrity, she has a point. Nowadays, if I was to ask a young kid, who's Natalie Portman? I don't know. Okay, well, who's this person? Oh my God, I watch him all the time. All right, listen, I'm subscribed, and like, okay, cool. Like, so, I mean, that's how the world's going. It's just how it's going. Every day, people can be millionaires and can be celebrities, and they can give you nothing, literally nothing. Like, just there's nothing behind them. They're like all these people like Bitcoin. You're feeding into them, you give them what they want, but in the end, they ain't giving you nothing in return.
That's a very good insight. They're all
Yeah.
fake. They're all propped up, cardboard cutouts, if anything. Don't look too deep because
That's
there ain't
right.
nothing there.
There's nothing there. Exactly. All right. Well, there you go. All right. Well, we also watched a movie called Iron Claw. Now, Laura did not see the Iron Claw. It is the movie about the Flying Von Erichs, the wrestling family out of Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Very famous family. I think they had they had six boys. Six boys. 6 boys in the family. 4 of them wrestled. The dad was a famous wrestler that kind of toured or went around Texas and other wrestling factions and took wrestling so serious, ridiculously serious. Like it was real. That's how serious the dad was. He took it like it was real. It was
5
life
of
and
them
death.
wrestled.
Was it 5 of them?
Well, because the movie
Oh.
failed to mention one of them.
Well, they don't mention one. Yeah, they kind of
It didn't
I read
exist in the movie.
Well, yeah, I read about it, and he said that one of them represented 2 of them because they both did the same thing to themselves. So he was like, I don't need to explain it. So, so the Flying Von Erichs, they have Kevin was one of them. Do you remember all the names? Kevin,
I do. David,
David, yep,
Carrie,
Carrie, yep.
Kevin,
Yep.
Mike, and Chris.
There you go. Who's Fritz?
Fritz is the dad.
Got it.
Fritz
Fritz is
Von
the
Erich.
dad. There you go. Fritz Von Erich. So there were 6 family members. And like Carlos said, 5 were wrestlers. And the movie is. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the 6th child was the oldest. He died at 6 years old with the accidental shocking and drowning on the property.
Yes, that's right. Yes. And the movie follows basically the kids' wrestling lives, and it stars Zac Efron. He is the main star of the movie.
Kevin.
Zac Efron.
He's Kevin.
Yeah, he plays Kevin. And the movie basically is about the curse, the tragedy of the Von Erichs. It is wild if you don't know the background of the Von Erichs. It truly is wild. And kind of how wrestling drove the whole family into the ground, and it was absolutely insane. Carlos, what'd you take on the Iron Claw? the A24 movie starring Zac Efron?
Well, first, it got an 89% on Rotten Tomato. Rotten Tomato got it wrong. This is far from 89%. This was not a good movie. I mean, I came away thinking that the parents, Fritz and Doris, or Dottie, whatever her name is, they're horrible people. They're just horrible people. They didn't want to deal with the children in any way. If they had a problem, they said, well, deal with it yourselves. It'll work itself out. They didn't want to hear a word of it. And then, obviously, the only reason that 3 of the living 5 at the time committed suicide is because there was no other way out. There was no way to escape their dad. They just couldn't quit wrestling. They couldn't just do what they wanted. They'd be ridiculed. They'd be talked down to, whatever it may be. That's what I thought was the only way out, was to kill themselves. Now, I was surprised that, was it Kerry? Was it Texas Tornado in WWE? And I mean, the guy wrestled with a prosthetic leg, and he did a great job doing it. I saw some video of it. I vaguely remember him, but like the Flying Von Erichs, I had no idea who they were. Clearly, their dad is the reason for their suicide. 2 of them shot themselves. 1 took pills and alcohol. And the casting for Mike was a horrible casting. The guy's way too thin compared to the real Mike. And the phone call between Kevin and Carrie never took place. That phone call took place between Kevin and Chris. And then Chris, who's not in the movie, shot himself as well. And the phone call between Kevin and Carrie was a little, Carrie was crying or complaining that he had no one. I have no one. I hate being alone. Yada, yada, yada. Little yachty. Well, which wasn't true. He has 2 daughters. He has Holly and he had Lacey. And Lacey became a wrestler for a while. And the movie, I really didn't feel for the family, really. It's just because the parents didn't seem to give a shit. It wasn't until the last one killed himself that Dottie actually cared that they were just dying. There was a couple of scenes, and I mean, I wish they would have showed more of the wrestling, like more of the, who did they run across in their wrestling career? All they showed was Ric Flair. Why was it that every time they showed the locker room, it was only them, like just one guy? Like, I'm sure that wrestling in the locker room's got to be full of wrestlers just waiting to go out, or they just finished. But no, it was just one. I wish they would have shown more wrestlers. They would have had more. Oh, it's because Fritz's WCCW wrestling school, I don't know if it was a school or just the league, put out Jake the Snake, Shawn Michaels, and Paul Bearer. But I don't know if that came after Jerry Jarrett bought it. But yeah, it was a poor movie. I thought it was a poor movie. I thought it just didn't do well. There were some scenes that were unnecessary. They could have got rid of those scenes and filled in with, hey, this is some of the wrestlers we came across. And yeah, just I'd give it a 2.5 out of 5.
2.5 out of 5. Oh, wow. 2.5. Yeah, Kevin Von Erich, the surviving Von Erich, he was critical of the portrayal of his dad. He said his dad was not like that. He said his dad was more positive. In the movie, he comes off like you said. He just, you live and breathe wrestling. If you don't like wrestling, get the fuck out of my face. And he treated it like it was real. We're gonna win a champion. We're gonna bring a championship to WCCW. No one's gonna stop us. I'm like, it's not real, bro. Like, relax a little bit. Like, even the kids came off that way. Like, Dad, relax. Seriously, chill.
Well, yeah, when
like,
he told Kevin, if you sell the company, don't ever step through my door again. Well,
Yep.
that's what set off to me that, well, that's why your kids are killing themselves. That's the only way out. There's no other
for
way
sure.
out.
Yeah, like you said, David overdosed and died in Tokyo.
No,
Carrie shot
David
himself.
died of hold on a second.
No, I know what he
of
died. He died of acute
enteritis.
enteritis.
He didn't overdose.
Yes, but Ric
no, he died
Flair
of
in
enteritis.
Ric Flair's biography, because he was in Tokyo at the time, he said it was a drug overdose. That's what he said, because he was there. Kerry Von Erich shot himself in the chest,
In the
just
heart,
like in the
yeah.
movie, in the heart. Yes,
But Kevin didn't find him. His dad found him.
yes, his
movie,
dad
Kevin
found him
found him.
with the same
Was this
gun
the
that he
guy
gave
that
his
killed
dad.
himself outside?
Yes, outside. but-
Yes, outside. He
I've
went
listened
inside.
to a podcast on this,
Yeah.
like the true events.
Yeah, he He gave his dad a gun for Christmas one year, and he used that same gun. Mike Von Erich, um
Pills.
he's the one that, yes, he died of taking an overdose of tranquilizer pills. Exactly. Chris Von Erich, like you said, he shot himself in the head at age 21.
Yep.
And like you said, the young one at 6 years old died of drowning. And only one out of the 6 boys, only one survived. That's really crazy.
That's
Really.
No, the
fucking
only
tragic.
the only part of the movie that really I felt any emotion or felt bad was at the end when Kevin was watching his sons Ross and Marshall play, and then he started crying, and then the kids came over and said, "Why are you crying?" Because I used to be a brother. Now there's no one. And then the kids,
Then the kid said,
And then the
kid
kids
said,
say-
then the kid said,
the
we'll be your
kid
brother.
said, "We'll be
Daddy."
your brother." Yeah.
Yep. And then
That's
when he
the-
said, when they said that,
cry with you guys recounting
Yeah.
it. Jesus.
so then, well, we're great actors. Number one, voice actors. We really, but number two, when they said, we'll be your brothers, I was like, don't do that. That's not a good decision. Don't be his actual brother. There's drugs involved in guns. It's crazy. It really is crazy. Kevin, who never wrestled in the WWE, is in the WWE Hall of Fame.
No, the
basically
entire family is.
the entire family is essentially it's almost like because they have a legacy, but it's kind of a pity thing, I guess. I
Well,
don't know.
Kevin,
I think it's a tragedy, not a pity. It's just like, holy shit.
well,
Oh,
Kevin
it's
didn't
wild.
have a good. And Kevin just wasn't a good wrestler. I mean, he was
No.
was a good wrestler, but his
He wouldn't have he didn't have
character
a good
was
wrestling
crap.
career.
He couldn't work the microphone, which is number one. If you want to be a wrestler, you got to work that microphone. You got to be better at the
Yep.
mic than you are at wrestling. And then even his gimmick where he like wrestled with no shoes on or just tights or just the Speedo or whatever, it's not appealing. You can't talk on the mic. You're not appealing. I mean, you're a buff guy. You're a big guy, but so are the other wrestlers, and that's all you got going for you. So I can see why he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and they miscast the Texas Tornado. Completely miscast that guy.
He didn't look like nothing like him, man.
No, that dude is like 6'3".
It's super big. It's like Efron was the only guy who
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
worked out for the movie.
Yeah, well, no,
Super
don't get me
huge.
wrong. The guy that played Carrie, you could tell he worked out. He's the lead actor of the TV show The Bear, but he's also 5'9" or whatever. He's super short.
Yeah, they were
Like,
all tall guys. Like
they were all very
David
tall.
David was the
All-
tallest. David was super tall.
Yeah, they're all very tall. Yeah.
Did they talk and did they go through in the movie this dramatization about how their dad started, the character that he started with? Did they talk about that?
No.
No, it doesn't really start there. It
They
starts
touched it
with
really briefly on Fritz as a
about the
wrestler.
Iron Claw, basically. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the
but
Iron Claw
do
was
you
a
know the
bad title
Iron
for the movie.
Stars? Do you know his backstory, like the character?
No,
I don't know
no.
who's his character. They didn't even mention his
The
character.
Iron Claw is
No, his name is the
the-
Iron Claw.
That
The
was his
dad's
name.
Yeah,
Was Iron
and his
Claw.
Yeah, and that was his
backstory-
move. His move was the Iron Claw. Yeah.
He was a fucking Nazi.
Oh,
That was
you know what?
his-
I got that out of the movie. I got that. Believe me, you ain't got to
So
tell
his
me.
character was a Nazi?
Yeah, he
Oh.
wasn't. He was just like a normal like dude. But
But he
it's
thought
in
that
like
would
the
put
60s
asses
and the
in seats,
70s.
huh?
It
Let's
was
go
a
see the
great
Nazi.
villain character,
Well,
in
yeah,
post World War II America. So he posed himself like, I'm an ex-SS officer. And
Well, I mean, the
Mm.
WWE did the same thing. We had the Russian, then we had the Saudi Arabia guy going up against
Yeah,
Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk
exactly.
Hogan.
it's the political kind of culture.
Yeah,
And it's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
thing in the 60s.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting that they didn't touch on that. So I didn't watch the movie, but I'm gonna say that it sounds like shit based on your reviews. I would say watch the
Well, they figured
they'd
documentaries
give a
or listen
rating.
to some podcasts.
No, I didn't think it was horrible. They just left out one of the kids they shouldn't have. Honestly, they should have tied that in. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. I don't think it's a horrible movie. It's very tragic. I mean, like I said, some of the events aren't correct. Like Carlos said, he didn't call his brother. He did call somebody. I know that. No,
Chris
my bad.
called
Chris called Kevin, the one they don't show in the movie that dies. He called him before he committed suicide. but the director said I had to tie them both together, the brothers, because I didn't have that much time to, and they both shot themselves. What if I just tied it together?
So
I'm
just
like,
one guy
why?
That's
shot
funny.
himself, then it's all good.
Yeah, just show it.
No, it was a bad
Just
idea. It was horrible.
yeah,
Show
it's a bad
camera.
idea. That's a bad idea.
That's why the real stories are always better than the dramatizations. Truly.
Well, for sure. The guy that played Ric Flair was horrible. Oh my
Oh,
god,
I thought the
he
same
was
thing. He was
so
poorly
bad.
cast,
He was
and he couldn't
so
even play
bad.
Ric Flair.
He
He
couldn't
did
play
this
Ric Flair
horrible
at
impression
all.
of Ric Flair.
When
I
he
was
tried
so
to do the Ric Flair
disappointed.
strut, I was like, okay,
Oh
stop,
yeah.
time out. Chavo
And even Ric
Guerrero is the
Flair's,
coordinator. Like, what's
yeah,
going on
Chavo
here?
was wrestling coordinator, right?
And like, you should have known better, Chavo. What are you doing? Anyway? I give it a 3 now. Like I said, if you don't know about the Von Erichs, you'll enjoy it. Because it is so sad. It's just like, oh, the parents did get divorced. It only took the last son's suicide, but they actually decided, I'm out of here. I got one child left. I got to go.
They
So,
portrayed her as heartless,
oh
and the dad as
yeah,
well.
completely.
But from what I read, he wasn't the same character as in the movie. So I can get why Kevin Von Erich, the only living Von Erich, was disappointed. But they also had nothing to do with the film either. They didn't actually support the film till after it was done. But they had nothing to do with the film.
Well, Kevin said the film was fine. He just hated the way his dad was portrayed. He said that was just, it was not, he shouldn't have, done. He said his dad was a loving guy that supported them all the way, whatever they did, blah blah blah. So who knows? But it's, again, for a wrestling movie. There's not a lot of wrestling movies, and nothing tops The Wrestler so far.
Yeah, The Wrestler is a great film. Great.
But yeah, like I said, it was fine. If you don't know who they are, you'll enjoy it. If you're not into wrestling, you'll probably enjoy it. But if you're into wrestling or start doing deep dives, like Laura's listening to the podcast, or you just start Googling shit, you're gonna realize, oh wait a second, where's Chris? Where's that? How's this? Da, 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 da. So it's called The Iron Claw. Check it out. It's available to rent on digital now. You can catch it. All right. Well, that's pretty much what we have. Anybody else have anything else before we go? Laura. She's thinking.
Nope.
Nothing. Carlos, do you have anything before we go? He's thinking. I tell you what, if you're looking for the movie Ballerina to come out, the John Wick spinoff,
Oh,
it's supposed to come out this year. It got pushed back to July of 2025. They said that there's not enough action in the movie, and they have to go and shoot some action scenes.
Oh, gotta do some rewrites, some reshoots.
Gotta do
I'm
some
sure that
reshoots.
speaks real good for the quality of the film.
Right. And also, the CW is going to cancel Superman and Lois right before the new
because they don't
Superman
want-
Legacy comes out, because they don't want
They
two
want
Superman.
competition.
Two Supermen out at the same time. So there you go. Nick Pizzolatto, he created True Detective. He has a ghost account on Instagram and Twitter, or X, that constantly trashes season 4. That's what he's doing.
And listen, I think he's a fucking genius writer. Obviously, he's done some really good work. Be a sore winner. You have fucking won, dude. Do it with dignity.
Did
Shut
he
the
though?
fuck up.
Did he though?
Yes.
Because season 4,
Yes.
A+. Anyway.
Fuck.
What else we got before we head out? Just go. If you bought the game Skull and Bones, which is a big pirate game for Xbox and PlayStation, I'm sorry. All right, there's that. What a piece of shit. Wow. I know 3 people that bought it, and they're like, what the hell did I do with my life? And I said, well, I know somebody's gonna be an influencer soon. And all I heard was bang. I was like, Charlotte, you did it again. So there's that. And yeah, so that's what we got for you. And if you're interested, Justice League Earth Crisis, what is that called? Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 comes out in April. So if you're big into anime or animation,
I want to see that one. Yeah.
Part 2 comes out in April. So there you go. And the rumor is the director of The Flash will also direct The Brave and the Bold, the Batman movie that follows Superman Legacy.
Oh, that's too bad.
He's a good director. Yeah, as long as he doesn't have to do
Did you watch
CGI
Flash?
flashback scenes of the
Mm.
running thing, majig.
I'm sure Sony thought the same thing when they hired the Morbius writer to write Madam Web. They
Wow.
thought, this is gonna be a winner.
You know, that guy also wrote Venom.
Did he really?
Track record. Who lets you keep writing movies? Oh my God, he is
He must know
horrible.
somebody at Sony. He's got some
Yeah,
pictures of
nepotism,
something's going on.
100%. Yeah.
I could tell you, they've had so many bombs right now that they said they came out this week and said after Craven the Hunter, they will no longer be doing these Spider-Man spin-offs. And Sony's even said no more superhero women movies that basically are
course
driven
they
by
did.
women characters.
That's the problem. Clearly.
You
That's
know,
the problem.
I think that is a problem when majority of superhero fans are male, but it's not because women aren't going to watch it. I think women, when they see the Wonder Woman, they're going to watch it. You know what I mean? When they see somebody recognizable, not just throw up a bunch of Spider Women on the screen and go, oh man, hope they go see it. Because I'll be honest, as a male audience member that's big into superheroes, I was like, nah, no, you can't dress up as Spider-Man and try to get me to the theater.
Then what happened to the Marvels?
I still
What do you
haven't
mean?
seen
The
the Marvels. I
What do you mean
want to
what happened?
watch
What do you mean
it.
what happened to it?
It's on my list.
A
mean like-
women-driven movie.
Yeah, it didn't make money.
It's a good movie, but it didn't do well because
men
men don't go see women-driven movies.
It is very true. They don't go see women-driven movies.
Why do you
That
think they're
is very
putting
true.
John Wick in the ballerina? John Wick's going to show up. It's not going to be just.
Well, but the timeline works for that though, because this is John Wick before he dies. So I understand that.
I'm not saying that's not why they're doing it, but I'm just saying.
I personally wouldn't go see it, or probably won't go see it, all because they threw John Wick in there for who knows what, 10 minutes maybe, because it's not about him. You know.
Well, I won't go see it because it makes no sense to me. The ballerina was on stage in part 2. Her feet were bleeding. She was pissed, and the person is telling her to keep dancing. Is that what the movie's about? She's so pissed she's going to kill the person who told her to keep dancing, and that's the end of the movie.
It might be like Flashdance. Who knows?
Okay, I'll go see it then. I'll go see it.
Ah, yeah, you will. Wanna be?
As long as there's a bucket of water and a chair.
Yeah, you're right though. I don't. You're right about. Here's the thing about the Marvels. I saw it and I didn't care for it. So I was like, I could see why people didn't care. I mean, it was okay. Man, I didn't. Nope. That's all. That's what I got. That's my review. What do you think about it? Maybe. I don't know.
What do you give it out of 5? I can only give it a sound. I have no number for this thing.
I have nothing for it. Shabadoo. Like, oh, that's not anything. No, the Marvels wasn't any good. It had great effects, some good scenes, but it just did nothing. You know what? It didn't do anything. The story didn't do shit. Didn't lead to anything. It was pointless.
That's true.
Just
the ending, kinda, I guess. Kinda.
It's like I say about these movies nowadays, especially Marvel movies, because we don't really get DC movies. They're making these movies just so you can watch the end. That's going to tease for something else. The movies don't lead to. I'm like, what am I watching this for? Why do I care? And that's what I felt watching. I mean, hey, why do I care? That's how Jerry would say it.
Good job.
And the other
Jerry.
thing too is Madam Web didn't have a post-credit scene. People were disappointed in that too, because all the other Spider-Verse movies had a post-credit scene that led into something. But I think Sony knew Madam Web's not going to do so well. No post-credit scene.
I think they should have had one. It should have been Dakota Johnson going, you know what? Go ask for your money back out front. You remember how Tom Cruise had the thing before Top Gun? Thanks for coming out to the movies. You guys make the movies possible. I think he did it before Mission Impossible 2 or some shit also. But that's what they should have done at the end of that fucking movie. She should have sat down on the stool. I'm sorry.
God bless you, Tom Cruise.
I don't know what happened, what you just watched.
Look, it looked good on paper. They paid me a lot of money.
It's a great idea. I usually take my top off in my movies, so I apologize for that too. But I'll make some fart sounds. That's it. You know what? I paid good money for this movie. What a piece of shit. This stupid. Anyway, I thought we didn't have any more, but I guess we do. All right, that's all we got. Thanks for tuning in, Nerds Talking, the podcast. We appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next week. For Laura.
Goodbye.
For Carlos.
Bye-bye.
And I'm Lafayette. Catch you next time on Nerds Talking, the podcast.